supporting Nerdigans. This is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans Inc. And today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Make the Exorcist Fall in Love chapter 104. But before I get into this recap and live reaction, we are at war with YouTube's algorithm, and it is slowly but surely killing my channel. And in order to defeat this algorithmic beast, we need you to please hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because of course this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored, and we ain't sponsored by Shueisha, and we ain't sponsored by Manga Plus. And considering how much we promote Manga Plus on this channel, it's kind of surprising, right? But if you love what we're doing and want to help keep me, my adorable little baby kitty who's somewhere around here, hopefully being a good kitty, and this operation, well, again, literally alive and kicking, so we can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, analysis, or live reactions like this one. Feel free to hit up our Cash App, PayPal, and Coffee. Links are in the description box below, as well as the link to our Patreon, where we are doing our anime live reaction content, because unlike YouTube, where we constantly have to worry about getting a copyright strike for showing anything on the screen, well, Patreon, we don't have to worry about that. So we can have our full setup of the anime and manga side by side and have the audio to boot, which is not only great for busting a botched localization or two, but it's great for when we cover anime original content like, say, well, Digimon Beat Break. And the more views and subscribers we get on Patreon, the more anime we'll cover. And hell, if you're a $10 Patreon member, you get to choose the series we cover as well. And that is anime and manga too. And there's a stacked fall anime season in full swing, in which we are covering Digimon, Gachi Yakuta, Togen Anki, Sanda, Boku no Hero Academia final season, and Spy Family season 3. And because of a Patreon request, we are torturing ourselves with One Punch Man season 3. Oh my god, that is fucking torture. That is torture. And there's even more on the way. So please check out our Patreon. The link is in the description box below. So last chapter of Make the Exorcist Fall in Love, we saw the Baba Yaga rise up and declare war. So let's get into 104, see what's in store for us today. Ooh, so we're seeing Joshua's point of view when he was talking to Lucifer about what he wanted in life, like especially in terms of like how he planned on changing the world. So here we go. The boy, after answering Pride's question, how do you plan to change this world? By voting, maybe? I mean, that's a legit answer. That's what I said, but since returning to the surface, I became a foreigner with the fake ID. And there's the news election. Oh my god. I don't even have the right to vote. I could be honest back then, because my situation still let me. I read books to understand other perspectives, which is a good thing to do. Which, unfortunately, majority of people nowadays don't read anything more than a tweet. That is very sad. And I met with people from all kinds of groups. They all seemed to be saying the right things, but I just couldn't feel as strongly about it as they did. Oh my god, my boy is a libertarian or a centrist. I understand, bro. Josh, I understand you. I understand you. Because my boy is dealing he's dealing with the extremes. He's dealing with the flocks. Because something I always say is, or how I describe the political parties, especially in the U.S. specifically, I realized this especially during the protest, when I was in the protest streams, and people are they've been seeing it. Like the stuff that you're seeing now, the extremes you're seeing now, I saw it back in 2020. I saw it before it became mainstream. They're two flocks, but they're all sheep, and that's what he's basically seeing here. I don't really get many chances to engage with politics, and time just flies by doing the work in front of me every day. No, that's not it. Deep down, I think I always believed, my life with you right now is the most important to me. As long as things are peaceful around me, it doesn't matter what horrible things happen somewhere else. I think that's like how the majority of people feel, to be honest. I think the majority of the average Joe, and the average, like, suburban mom, you know, like, that's how they feel. Is that as long as it's not affecting them, they don't give a fuck. And that's fair. That is a fair way to think about it, about things. They don't give a shit. They really don't care. Twitter, for example, is not real life. Social media is not real life to the majority of people. What do you guys think? I honestly believe what Josh is like what the average, like, Joe and average person just, like, think. They do. Like, they just want to live their lives. They, like, as Priest said here, this in particular, I don't really get many chances to engage with politics, and time just flies by doing the work in front of me every day. You don't, like, someone that works like a 9-to-5 job, like, they don't give a fuck about politics. They're too busy. Well, they maybe do give a fuck about politics, but, like, that's not their whole life. They have a job to do. Like, for example, look at a doctor. For example, like, a doctor doesn't have time to engage with politics. They're busy saving lives, or, like, doing, like, either seeing patients and doing checkups and shit, or, like, working in ER, looking at patients, or doing surgery. Like, they don't give a shit about politics. They don't have time to give a shit about politics. But then there's this part. No, that's not it. Deep down, I think I always believed as long as things are peaceful around me, it doesn't matter what horrible things are happening somewhere else. People just want to be in their own bubble. Like, as long as they are being left alone and they can just enjoy their lives, like, they don't give a shit what's happening, like, on the opposite side of the world. They just want to be left alone. But that's not how the world works, exactly. Unfortunately. The ingredients are getting pricey lately. Like flour and stuff. Oh, that's true. It was already tough before, but then the war started. Yeah, it's still going on, huh? This is reality here. Our daily lives are connected to everything. No one is truly separated from the world. This is true. This chapter is preaching. This is true. As much as we want to be disconnected from the world, unfortunately, that's just not how things work. Sadly. Henry, since when do you talk about stuff like this? What's that supposed to mean, Josh? And yet I let myself lean on the words of the one I love. It's okay, you're doing what you can. Like, this chapter is so good. Thanks. Uh-oh, really? Oh, there's the Baba Yaga. And the planes they tried. Damn, not a single scratch. 26 minutes have passed since the appearance of the hut. In response to its refusal to heed any warnings, the Russian government launched an attack before evacuations were complete. We ain't talking about the U.S. Army. We're talking about the Russians. The Russian, anything the Russians have compared to the U.S., it ain't gonna do shit. Russians have, like, old technology. Your shit is not gonna do anything. Duh. But it had no effect whatsoever. Duh. During that time, Russia demanded explanations from the suspected nations, yet received no answers. I know they probably suspected, like, the U.S. and probably NATO and shit. As the world watched, including those who knew the hut's true nature, a voice spoke. To all my beloved Eves, the time of suffering will soon come to an end. A female voice, young but commanding. What do I mean by suffering? Hey, where's that voice coming from? It's coming from the town speakers. What is this? Is the curse placed upon all women? Eve's curse. Look, it's on the screen too. Here we go. Here's New York, and New York as well. What's going on? The screen changed. I am Baba Yaga, leader of this Sabbath. I love this design, and the one who will break Eve's curse. Lisa, by now we should have all realized it. The history of mankind is short. It's a history of women being oppressed. Oh, Jesus Christ. Genesis chapter 3, verse 16. This is the word of God. Unto the women he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. This is what defines a woman. And this is bad. Like, even Lilith wanted children, you dumb hoe. How is this Eve's curse? Like, I'm sorry. You say this is Eve's curse. What about Lilith? Hello? This is just, I know this is Christian. That's why Lilith ain't mentioned. But, like, still, it's like, hello? Lilith does exist. She was cursed. She was removed from the Garden of Eden. If anything, you should be mentioning Lilith's curse. Lilith has a way bigger curse than Eve does. Some of you may be wondering what quoting the Bible proves, but the truth is, our society was built on this ancient text. Our society was built, technically, you could make the argument that our society was built on the Jewish text, because the Old Testament, because the New Testament wouldn't have existed with, because you say the Bible's ancient, motherfucker, if you want to say the ancient, use the Old Testament. This is the Jew in me had to come out, I'm sorry. And not even the whole thing, just the parts that suit. That's where I agree with that. I fucking agree with her on this. How many countries have God written into their national anthems or constitutions? If you include Protestants, how much power do you think is aligned with God? God is still alive. The puppet God created by the church. Okay, Baba Yaga, you have me sold here. I agree with you on this. Remember, we've always known this. Who keeps women out of politics? Who takes work away from women? Who stops women from loving each other? Who refuses to recognize a woman's freedom? She is 1,000,000,000% right on this. I agree with you here. It's the men who hold the privilege of priesthood. Not anymore. It's because there are female priests. We have 2 demands: the dissolution of every church organization worldwide, and for women to hold every seat in every governing body. But there are women well, not in Islam, mind you, but there are women in almost every seat in governing body. Maybe not presidents, mind you. There's only like outside of like the Muslim countries, and obviously like Russia and China, like women are almost in every nation's like governing body. Like, what are you talking about? You have 7 days. Fail to meet our demands, and over the 7 days that follow, we'll go invade the Muslim countries, woman! Do it! You will be like, if you want to talk about the curse of Eve, you want to talk about that shit? Go to the Muslim countries and say that shit. Do that shit. Go save the women there. That's where they need you, Baba Yaga. Russia, actually, I will say this, to be fair, Russia, they definitely could use you. They really could. Those women are being oppressed. Same with to be fair, I would probably say the Christians are being oppressed in Muslim countries. Oh, for sure. They are being oppressed in Muslim nations. They are. But it's not by Christian men. It's by Muslims. We will invade the world. Damn it. To ensure our own can protect themselves, we will offer every woman the choice to become a witch. Because you're a woman, what about trans women? I'm curious about that. We're done being shut down by those words because we are women. We can kill God. But where's Lilith in all of this? Like that, because the thing with Lilith, part of her curse is that, and she hated it so much, is she hates the fact that she can't give birth. And like that's why I'm like with the Baba Yaga saying this, I'm just like, tell that to Lilith. Lilith wishes she could give birth and have children. That is the one thing she hates that she couldn't have. Like the other shit that Baba Yaga is talking about, I fucking agree with her 1,000,000,000%, because those motherfucking priests are the reason that my people, for example, my fellow Jews, and also like other minorities were persecuted, is because of those fuckers. And there's a lot of the conspiracy theories and shit, like with like the Jews killed Jesus, and like a lot of the old like the long time conspiracy theories that you hear from Christians and shit against the Jews. It's because of those fuckers. So like, what I'm gonna read what she said about the church, about the priests, because I fucking agree with her on this. This is 1,000,000,000% true. The who keeps women out of politics? Well, technically, let's see. I'm gonna read this part though. This is fucking amazing. This is amazing. Our society was built on this ancient text, and not even the whole thing, just the parts that suited them. It's so fucking true. It's so because like I was thinking just modern day, but like I'm thinking like go back like several centuries and look at Europe. The European monarchy, they and also like not just the monarchy, the Christian theocracies there too. They used the Bible, and they had like the churches rule Europe, for the priests rule Europe, and they used the Bible because the priests had kept the citizenry illiterate for a reason, so that they could control them for the most part. And this also happened in the U.S. It wasn't a theocracy, obviously, in the U.S., but they did the churches did something very similar to that. I think it was mainly in the colonies, and it was also during the Great Awakening this happened as well. And like that's like I know I was thinking modern day with this, but nah, she is right. She is right technically. Even though like if you really want to get into it, it's technically it's my book that is it's the Old Testament that kind of built society, but I understand where she's going with this. I do. How many countries have God written into their national anthems or constitutions? If you include Protestants, how much power do you think is aligned with God? God is still alive. The puppet God created by the church. My girl is preaching. She going the fuck in. Remember, we've always known this. Who keeps women out of politics? Who takes work away from women? Who stops women from loving each other? Who refuses to recognize a woman's freedom? It's the men who hold the privilege of priesthood. To an extent, okay, like modern times, no. In terms of modern time, like if we're talking about modern times just in general as a whole, the who's keeping women out of politics and who's taking takes work away from women in general, it's not the priests doing that. I would say this, it depends on where you're at. If you're like say in like an uber religious, it's a Muslim country that's doing it. If you want to like say like imam, if you want to include imams in the conversation, sure. But if you want who's taking away women's freedoms in the modern day, well, I say the priests are doing that. No, not in the in first world countries. No, I wouldn't say that. I'd say like maybe in I'd say in even third world countries. No. I don't think the church has that as much power in modern time. I don't think the church has as much power as she thinks they as Baba Yaga is saying they do. But the people who are keeping women out of politics and the people that, yes, I will say this though. the church does have influence in politics to an extent. They do. So yeah, I can understand what she means by that to an extent. Who takes work away from women? Well, it ain't the church that's doing that. Women take jobs away from each other. Women keep other women out of politics too. Like, there's that factor. Women, like, Baba Yaga, you cannot deny that we women hate each other. We hate each other so fucking much. So, I'm sorry. This is where I'm like, she's kind of wrong on that. Who stops women from loving each other? Women stop women from loving each other. We hate each other. Who refuses to recognize a woman's freedom? Well, who stops women from loving each other? The church definitely does. They don't recognize, a lot of modern churches, like progressive churches, they recognize it. Who refuses to recognize as a woman's freedom? Well, Islam doesn't. Go there. Let's see. You know who I've seen I've seen a lot of Christian men that are trying to push this that are saying that they want to take women's rights, or like take away women's rights. I've seen Christian women say it too. So I'm like, no, it's not just men. Women want to take women's rights away too. But if we're talking about who straight up refuses to to recognize a woman's freedom, it's not just the men who hold the privilege of priesthood. It's not just modern priests anymore. It's like way back in the day, yeah. As far back as I would say the 70s, maybe. It's a different time. It's a completely different time. This isn't like Muslim countries. We're not in third world countries or developing. Third world countries and developing nations are a completely different story. First world nations, this isn't as much of a problem. So the demands, again, the dissolution of every church or organization nationwide, and for she said church, so she's not saying like synagogue or like a religious organization. So like that doesn't include, from what I'm reading here, synagogues or mosques. So remember, the one who's really causing the problems for women are the Muslims. Last I checked, and for women to hold every seat in every governing body. Well, good luck with that, because you're not getting that in the Middle East. That's not going to happen. In every first world country, for the most part, there's women in almost every political body. That's not the problem. That's not an issue. The problem is you got third world country. You have the third world countries, obviously, and you have the Muslim countries. So this is going to be interesting to see how this works. You have 7 days. Fail to meet our demands, and over the 7 days that follow, we will... Seriously! Do it! Go liberate these women from, like, these Muslim countries where they have no rights. Do it! I dare you! Damn it, to ensure our own can protect themselves, we will offer every woman a choice to become a witch. Because you're a woman... wait! Are you talking about... Is she saying, like, every woman? Or do you have to be Christian? Because, like, this seems like it's just strictly Christian. We're done being shut down by those words because we are women. We can kill God. Okay, right on time. How was it? Woman! You don't make sense! You need to be very specific! Like, because you're saying, like, the shit that you're saying it doesn't make sense for this day and age. Like, the only countries, like, unless you're talking about, like, as I think she is talking about it, like, the only nations that I could really see this applying to are developing nations, like in in Central and South America specifically, and maybe Southeast Asia? Yeah, I could see it in Southeast Asia as well. Yeah, I could see it there. China doesn't really have Christianity, last I checked. They tore down the churches. Russia, that was the other nation I was thinking of, was Russia. Russia would be the other one I could think of off the top of my head. That would be the other place. And then there are Christians, like, don't get me wrong, there are Christians in Africa. There are. Fuck, what Baba Yaga would be doing, especially in, like, the developing nations and third world countries, she'd be straight up saving them. So I'm all for that. That's a pretty low way of putting it, Beku. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm joking. Go on. So we're going up against the world's largest religion, and of course a lot of its followers are women. Is Christianity? Yeah, I think Christianity is still the largest religion. Why aren't you going up against Muslims? Like, I just am so lost on why are you not going up against Muslims? But all right. And honestly, our demands really are excessive. Your demands are fucking retarded! That speech probably only reached a small group, or rather, it might have pushed most people away. Yeah, that's fine. It wasn't meant for the people of today. Exactly! It wasn't meant for the people of today! It was meant for, like, the people in, like, the, 1800s. It was meant for the women, like, if this, I said this before, if this would have been in the 1960s, oh, you would have had women all over this. You would have had me sold. This would have been perfect for the women's rights movement. This would have been perfect for, like, the 1700s. This is not, like, it's too late now. History is written by the victors. Even this kind of brutality will be seen as justice by those who come after. You know what I've just realized? Probably South Korea would probably appreciate this too. So, Master Baba Yaga, this is worse than I thought. No way. Then Baba Yaga was here? Yeah. Sorry I couldn't protect you. It's okay, she didn't do anything to me at least, but that's right. Our everyday lives are connected to the world, sadly. They have a base in Gehenna. Even if I sent a Murray to Gehenna, it still wouldn't be safe. If I want to protect the life I have at the Murray, then I have to stop Baba Yaga. We will invade the world. It definitely won't be easy. She's not like me. That is the wrath of someone who truly wants to change the world. If she wanted to change the world, she'd go liberate the Christians from the Muslim nations that are oppressing them. That's how you change the world. Sorry, Murray, but I still want to go stop Baba Yaga. But didn't your interference already fail? How will you go against a fully revived Baba Yaga? No, I don't think she's fully back yet. She's not. Face the wrath. And this chapter is titled Speech. I'm really curious what you guys think of this. Like, again, if this was like pre-women's civil rights, I would be sold. But she's right in some regard. Like, she is right in some regards. She is right. But, like, again, the one thing that bothered me about this whole spiel that she had is, like, dude, you're calling this Eve's curse when about, you know, women having children and shit, and it's like, dude, that Lilith is cursed to have all her children die when that's what she wanted. She wanted to have kids. You make no sense, woman! Fucking moron, I swear to God! Your logic makes no sense. But, like, I'm very curious what you think. What do you think? Like, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, would you count, like, some of the Eastern European countries as developing nations? Like, I'm talking about the Eastern European countries from the former Soviet Union. Like Hungary, for example. Because I think the women there don't have the same rights that, like, we women do in the United States, for example. So, I can maybe see that. I think the South Korean women are a different breed. They are psycho. They are psycho as fuck. But I don't know. But like, man, it's just such a missed opportunity. I know they probably didn't want to incur the wrath of Muslims, and that's probably why they didn't mention, you know, liberating the women. Well, still they could. Oh God, if the mangaka decides to go liberate the Christian women in Africa and the Middle East, I would live. I would fucking live to see it. I would love it. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Do you guys agree with me that, like, taking, like, the modern day shit out of the account, putting that aside, what she said in general, though, about, like, how the priests work, especially, where is it? About what she said, how the society was built on ancient texts, and not even the whole thing, just the parts that suited them. That's how not just Christianity, not just our nations and shit are, how the priests were doing it. That's what Muslim nations are doing it too. So, yeah, I'm not going to leave that out either. But the other thing that I want to mention as well is, what do you guys think also about what Josh was saying too? How he just wanted to, you know, be left alone and be left in his bubble, own little bubble. And not have to worry about politics and just work his, 9 to 5. But unfortunately, life isn't like that, because politics, policies affect your job. Like tariffs, for example. People don't fucking know that tariffs are shit. Because of tariffs, the price of goods go up. Or in the case of, like, taxes, for example, because of taxes, the price of goods goes up. So your vote actually does matter. So I really do. This chapter is great. I really do like a lot of the stuff in this chapter. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you guys think. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking, so we can keep bringing you more Make the Exorcist Fall in Love content. A few ways you could do that: donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, Coffee, purchase something off our Amazon wish list. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, friend us on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye.